the game, cause see the boxing voice.
Welcome back, gang, for the first time and hopefully many more to come. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and click on the notifications right here, this little bell, so you can get those emails every time we go live. Peace.
ThaBoxingvoice.com over here with DiBella. We're here for promotion for a big fight card on Long Island, headlined by Marcus Brown, Peter Quillen, and also
really headlined by Andre Berto against Devin Alexander,
which is a fascinating crossroads matchup. Why don't you get into that real quick?
It's a must-win fight. I mean, I promoted Berto for a long time after he came out of the Olympics. He's had a great career. You know, he put up a great effort against Mayweather. He's gone out there and done his thing recently. He's looked pretty good. Devin Alexander's had a great career. These are two former world champions. These are two real A-list fighters. But, you know, they're two guys that are on the, you know, sort of the crescendo heading this way of their career. They're not youngsters, but they're certainly world-class championship caliber fighters. This is everything for the winner of that fight. The winner of that fight is going to have a real big fight. And then the loser of that fight is going to have to really seriously assess whether they even continue. That's a recipe for a great fight. And truthfully, the Peter Quillen, Jay Leon love fight has the same kind of recipe. It's the same kind of crossroads fight. You know, Peter needs to win. Jay Leon needs to win. You know, the winner of that fight is going to get a big fight, a major fight, a title fight. You know, the loser of that fight has to look themselves in the mirror, figure out what they want to do. So those two fights have great, you know, storylines. Then you have Louis Collazo on the card. Similarly, at this stage of Louis' career, every fight's almost a must-win fight. I think he's fighting for Brian Peralta. Is that right? Yep. That's a good matchup. Yep. You have Perella. You have
Alicia.
Marcus is on the card. Lenin Castillo. I used to promote Lenin Castillo. I don't any longer, but Lenin's going to try. Lenin has nothing to lose. You know, Marcus has had a little bit of time away from the ring. This is an important fight for him. He's got to get back on the winning track because. And look, I expect in all probability Marcus will look good in that fight. I know that Lennon's going to give everything he has, but Marcus wins that fight. A big fight lays ahead of him for him. So, awful lot at stake. We're going to have a good undercard. The fight with the Empress, Alicia Napoleon,
world champion.
Long Island's world champion, and you know Hannah Rankin, that's a real opponent. That's not only an opponent, that's a WBC silver champion. That's a woman that's had success. She's a well-known in her home country of Scotland. She's the most well-known female fighter in Scotland. I don't know how many female fighters there are in Scotland, but she's, you know, she is like, you know, the standard bearer for female fighters in Scotland. She's a really interesting lady. I mean, if you follow her on social media, if you don't look her up on social media, follow her. She's a professional musician. She's a classically trained musician that's often playing with major orchestras. She's a real Renaissance woman, an accomplished lady, a bright lady, a talented woman, and a good fighter. And that's a terrific fight for women's boxing. We're going to announce some more on the card.
Pat Day? You think we'll see Pat Day on that?
I think there's a good chance you'll see Pat Day on the card. We're working on something right now. As soon as we have it done, we'll announce it. I hope that we're going to be seeing Pat Day on the card.
So if you're in the tri-state area, especially if you're on Long Island, great summer day, go to the beach in the morning?
Man, you know, you're right.
Right up the Meadowbrook?
You're a stone's throw from Long Beach. You're a stone's throw from Lido Beach. You're a stone's throw from Jones Beach. Spend a day on the beach, come out to the fights. What's better than that?
And it's make or break night, too, like you mentioned before.
No, it's a lot. There's a lot at stake. Look, I'm a believer that you get better fights when they're must-win kind of fights. You get better fights when the fighters on the card know it's all or nothing. And I think that it's that kind of card. I expect this to be like a sleeper for one of the fight cards of the year.
And you know, and again, Don't miss it if you're a fight fan in the tri-state area. But I want to circle back to the last week. We had an exciting fight night in New Orleans.
Oh man, I loved it.
Regis Prograis just comes in and does what he does. Breaks you down, shows you a million different wrinkles in the ring.
Man, how many fighters are more fun to watch than he is?
I've been covering him since early in the career when he was on Showbox and analyzing what he does in the ring.
Dude, he's an offensive machine. And he's a crowd pleaser. He's an entertainer. He gets it. First of all, he's charismatic as hell. He's a great interview. His charisma has charisma.
Bright, intelligent.
He's smart, well-read. He's an amazing kid. You know, but on top of it, he believes in the entertainment value of boxing. He wants to hurt people. Not permanently, but he wants to hurt them. He wants to get in the ring and he wants to do damage. Punches have bad intentions. He backs up his opponents. You can run, but you can't hide. I mean, he's an offensive machine.
Knows how to cut the ring off, gives you different angles,
He's got crazy angles. He's a crazy athlete. I've made comparisons between him and the great Martinez in the sense that he does certain things that just are inbred. Like you have to be born with certain athletic ability that he has. He lets himself get hit sometimes, maybe a little bit too much, but you know why? His belief, and he said this at the fighter meeting before the ESPN fight, if a guy hits me and I know he can't hurt me, and I hit him and I know he felt it, fight's over.
Who wins that, right?
It's over. Just a matter of when and how. There's no chance any longer.
And now, I mean, he's going for it all. He's going for the glory. You went to that
World
tournament.
Boxing Super Series. He's going in that tournament to win that tournament. And you know, man, there's some very good fighters in that tournament. It ain't going to be easy, you know. But he knows what he's getting into, and he's there to win. He's going to win. He's in Russia right now for the big announcement this weekend of the World Boxing Super Series, and he's in it to win it.
He's get a word on a seed, or he's got to be top 2.
They're going to announce the seed, but I'm positive it's going to be top 2. Let's see where it is.
He comes out of there with a victory in that tournament. Looking at the names that are on there,
he's a superstar.
Right.
He's a superstar. Then we're talking Manny Pacquiao. Then we're talking Mikey Garcia.
Yep.
Then we're talking the biggest fights in the world.
And he's not tied to any particular television obligation. He can fight just about anywhere the money is, right?
He's not tied. He's DiBella Entertainment fighter. He's managed by Churchill Management, which is Peter Berg, Mark Wahlberg. Sam Kokoski is the guy that runs around and is the front guy who's like, you know, with Regis right now in Moscow, along with Ron Rizzo from my company. He's got a good team around him, but we're not locked into anybody, man. We can go to the best opportunity. If the best opportunity is Showtime pay-per-view against Mikey Garcia, then we're going there. The best opportunity is
Manny on ESPN.
Whatever. We can go to where the biggest dollars are and the biggest fights are.
Yep.
You know, we've been supported very well by Showtime in the past. There is a loyalty to Showtime. If Showtime can produce a Mikey Garcia,
of course,
that's the route we'll probably go.
Of course.
But we're able to take the biggest opportunities and work with anybody.
And I know it was a one-off deal.
And I got to eat lunch.
Oh, we're gonna. All right, so let's wrap it up real quick. You made another tremendous fight, Sergey Derevyanchecko, Danny Jacobs.
Don't sleep on Sergey.
HBO.
Don't sleep on.
I seen him against Deshaun Johnson, who's as tough as they come. Knock him out.
Don't sleep on Sergey. We could win that fight. And by the way, I have the greatest respect for Danny Jacobs. I love Danny Jacobs. That's a tough-ass fight. And it's going to be a great fight in the ring.
Grudge match.
Two guys are going to come right at each other, man.
Grudge match.
I wouldn't say it's a grudge match. I think they like each other.
Oh, not grudge in terms
grudge,
of
but I mean, it's not grudge because they actually sort of stablemates and friends. Well, but you know what, man? When they've gotten in the ring to spar, it hasn't been friendship. It hasn't been when they get in the ring to spar, it's like, who's the man? And when they get in the ring in New York to fight that fight, it's going to be who's the man. And it ain't going to be stablemates, ain't going to be friends, ain't going to be any of that.
Nasty.
It's going to be a nasty ass fight with two guys coming forward trying to hurt each other.
Madison Square Garden this October on HBO. Make sure you get out to Long Island this summer.
Well, you know more about the date than I do, so I'm not positive about that date. But
10th, October 10th, I think.
I'm not so sure. Let's wait for the announcement.
Okay, we'll wait for the announcement.
We'll see.
Okay, appreciate your time, Will. Thanks.
Thank you.
What is up, TBV family? Yes, YouTube has been cutting funding to their channels as of late, and with net neutrality going through its process, the internet is changing. If you want to keep your favorite channel intact, coming up with tons of content, and plus get hours and hours of extra content, head over to patreon.com/ThaBoxingVoice. to become a member of the TBV family and help support the channel. Peace.